I've had to pull myself together a bit after watching the Lucy Connolly video from the Telegraph, an excellent interview with Allison Pearson. It really shows the humanity behind the hype, the stuff that the media have put out, the stuff that the government have put out, the stuff that the judiciary have put out, and everybody else involved in this absolute betrayal of what we stand for. It would seem that lots of different organisations, including the police, have had a hand in the misrepresentation of how and who Lucy Connolly is. A wife and mother with a husband with a serious health condition, and already the terrible experience of losing a 19-month-old baby through medical negligence, an issue that was attempted to be covered up by authority figures. But Lucy, even when she was pregnant with her daughter, decided to fight on and won. She proved that her son died through medical negligence, not through, oh well, it happens, babies die, which is what she got told. And any woman would think that a female that's lived through that and survived will survive the jail experience that she's had. If you listen to how she recounts what's happened to her, the compassion from the prison guards and the other inmates, and how she's managed to assess that lots of people shouldn't be incarcerated for these alleged crimes. So many people are in prison because of what they said or what they wrote that was unsuitable. And I've got to say, I do think, it's my opinion, that Lucy Connolly has had the book thrown at her and received zero compassion. Even the judge, when he was sentencing her, had made reference to the fact that had she pleaded not guilty, but was found guilty, he would have given her the sentence that he dished out anyway. You're supposed to get leniency for admitting guilt. She only admitted guilt to get home to her child. She's got a 12-year-old daughter when she went in, who's now 13. And having lost one child, her focus was what's the quickest way out of this. Her legal team never expected her to have this sentence. Her legal team never expected her to be denied bail. They have things when you're inside called rottles, which apparently is compassionate leave to go home and visit your family, your children. And she was entitled to that, but it was denied, and she was never even really told why it was denied. Yet people with more serious crimes were allowed to experience rottles, going home for family issues. Every single thing along the way with this Lucy Connolly case absolutely stinks of government manipulation, and that we've got a government who is not interested in the criminal rehabilitation or getting to the bottom of things. It's interested in scapegoats, making an example of people to make their job easier. And Lucy Connolly is not a violent or disturbed human being. Lucy Connolly is a rational, well thought of, kindly person whose childminding business was essentially filled with people from other nations, doctors and dentists with children. They trusted in her care day after day. They wrote testimonials about her. The police appear to have written down incorrectly what she said in her interview. She decided to tell them what she'd done and why she'd done it, and her attitude, not one bit racist, may I say. And yet this label has come from nowhere and stuck to Lucy Connolly, and been part of the driving force behind the severity of her sentence and the attitude of a mainly left-wing public who are quite quick to say, well, she pled guilty, that's it, she's inside, with no experience of the prison service or what that exactly means and why someone would plead guilty with plea bargaining that goes on in the judiciary to keep caseloads down. Actually, it makes me feel sick to think someone like Lucy Connolly can be treated this way, because it could be any one of us, incarcerated in a jail, not allowed out because she said something or tweeted something or wrote something that you later took down. It wasn't on for hours. She doesn't have a big following. It hadn't been seen by hundreds of thousands of people. She wasn't asking for violence. She was washing her hands of it. The very fact the statement ended with "for all I care" is a dismissal of what happens, not an encouragement to take part in it. So even the very language has been misrepresented, and she has no animosity towards her legal team, as many of us have condemned. She's been cajoled into pleading guilty. I don't think it's been like that at all. I think they've been just as shocked at the outcome of the Lucy Connolly trial as everyone else has. American politicians are taking an interest in it. Good. They need to, because this country is losing ground fast under a very, very soulless government that lacks compassion, and the judiciary I see as politicised. They're now politically appointed, and they didn't used to be. It's a mess. The British justice system is a mess, and there's lots of other people that are in there, but I think the good thing that comes out of the Lucy Connolly situation is we've found ourselves a fighter. We've found someone who took on the national health, even though they were trying to pad things out and calm it down when a baby son of 19 months old died from medical negligence. She beat them. She won the case. And someone who can do that is a very capable person. And now that name, Lucy Connolly, will be attached to justice, not crime. Nobody should be in a jail for what they wrote down. Nobody should be in a jail for what they said. You should be in a jail because you're a threat to other people, because you did something. You carried a weapon. You did something. You extorted money, whatever the crime is. But I think what they've done with Lucy Connolly, they've created a force to be reckoned with. This is not a woman who's going to lie down and just want to look at a nice blue sky for the next 6 months. I think she's going to want to do something productive, something that counts, even if it's within the prison service. And she speaks highly of the prison guards that looked after her, apart from the incident when it was guards that had never looked after her that seemed to grapple her to the floor for no good reason. And she's got a nice family to come back to. She's got the support of the British public. She's got support of media outlets like GB News, The Telegraph, Talk TV, other podcasts. And unfortunately, I don't think that the powers that be have understood the effect that this has had on the public. This has left a long-standing effect with me. Obviously, from my point of view, I'm a blogger that's saying all sorts of things all the time. I'm probably in a higher risk category. Nevertheless, I shouldn't be in jail or arrested or intimidated because of something I've said. Nobody should. So I'm looking forward to what we see from Lucy Connolly moving forward, and I hope she gets an awful lot of airtime. I hope she can make a difference, because I think she could. I think she's got the right attitude, and I'm sure that if she starts again with her childminding business, she'll be just as popular and loving and kind as she has been. And if she doesn't, I'm sure there's a future for her in this country of ours that's slipping through our fingers because it's been handled by the wrong people. It is tyranny. It is tyranny when you get a leader that addresses the reaction to a problem rather than the problem. The problem was that a man called Axel Rubacabana, who was visited by authority figures because he was deemed a danger to society, slipped through the net and was able to go out and commit one of the most horrendous crimes in British history, to slay 3 small children, injure others, and leave them scarred for life with ruined families who will never ever get over it. And we deserve better than that. And then it all correlates to why we're afraid of the people coming across in the dinghies and those overstaying the visas, because we don't know who they are. The ones coming in the boats, if you've got 100 people in a boat and there's 5 of them that are bad, there shouldn't be anybody coming in a boat. There shouldn't be any illegal migrants. We should have things legitimately done. And the first and easiest thing to do is to insist on identification. Bring your mobile phone, don't chuck it in the sea. Bring your passport, have some identification with you. And if you can't do that, don't come in. We don't want you. I'd rather risk losing good people than take the risk of encouraging bad people, because there are just too many coming in, and you've only got to look at the prison figures to see that. So I'm looking forward to hearing more from Lucy Connolly. I think she's got an awful lot to offer, especially with a real life experience that she did not deserve. No way at all.